It's breezy, it's sunny, but it's a great day to go to Dollar Tree, and I'm in search for more tumbling tower blocks. I love crafting with these. You know that. They're great for playing, but I think they're so fun for crafting. They come 72 in a box, and I love that they come two-tone, although you can just use them mix mats if you're going to paint something. I'm going to start by creating a block. I'm going to start hot gluing each of them together to create a block of 6. Then I'm going to make another block of 6, and then we are going to join those two together because we want to create a nice base. On a recent video, I did a tree similar to this one, but this one's going to be completely different, and it's going to be a little bit larger. All right, so now that I have the base full, I'm going to take some of these wood filler. Now, this is optional. You do not need to do this. But if you want to fill in some of those cracks in between each block, just add a little bit of spackle or wood filler like this is, and then put it to the side to dry. Now I'm going to create what will look like little ladders. This is going to be the sides of the tree, and I'm going to join together 7 of them. And they're just going to overlap just a little bit, and then I'm going to create 4 of these. This is because this is going to be the size of the tree, and I wanted to have 4 of them. All right, so now that the wood filler is dry, I'm going to sand it smooth to remove the excess and smooth it out. And then, of course, those cracks are nice and filled. All right, so now I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in the moss tone. I'm going to give everything 1 coat, although you can do 2 if you want a more full coverage. I am going to be distressing it, so I'm not looking for full coverage. I'm going to do the front and the back of the side. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to create a little bow here. So I'm going to take a 10-inch piece and cut another one to match it. Hot glue the ends together, and then we're going to scrunch them together and join them together crisscross to create a little bow. I'm also going to cut 11-inch pieces, and I'm going to cut them in half so that we have 4 small pieces. I later on changed my mind, but I'm going to show you what I did with it. All right, so we're going to crisscross those bows, tied in the center with a bit of jute string, and then we're going to put that to the side for now. I'm going to now distress everything. This is just going to give it a little bit of worn out look. If you don't like that look, you can skip it and just do a full coverage. This little sanding piece I just recently got on Amazon, and it is amazing. So if you want to grab it, it is in the link down in the description box. All right, dusted everything well. I'm going to cut one of these larger felt pads into 4 pieces and add them to the bottom so that it's nice and smooth. Now we're going to attach the walls or the sides of the tree. We're going to add hot glue in each corner and then add them, and then carefully add some at the top and just kind of hold until it hardens. So again, just add a little bit of glue on the other 2 at the base, and then just join them at the top with a little hot glue. And again, just hold and it'll harden. I'm going to add some of this rub and buff on everywhere. I don't want full coverage. I just want it to have a little bit of that golden metallic look. This is optional. If you don't have it, just leave it the way it is. You can also add maybe dry brush, some white paint, maybe add some faux snow. I think that would be very pretty, whatever you want. All right, so here's the bow that I made. So I'm just going to attach that to the top. And instead of using all 4 of those longer pieces, I'm just going to use 2 of them. And I did do a dovetail cut on each end. I'm just going to scrunch up about 2 inches from one side, add jute string, and then attach it to the bottom of the bow. All right, I wanted to add a battery operated candle. It didn't fit, so I ended up adding this little tea candle. You can always make the base a little larger, and then you'll be able to fit a candle. So I lived and learned, but hey, I love the way it looks. Let me know what you think down in the comments. My friends, today's video is sponsored by Laundry Sauce, and I'm so excited. If you do not know who they are, let me tell you. As many of you know, I am a mom, a wife, a content creator, and I also homeschool, so I am very busy. And if Laundry Sauce can help my laundry chore become more enjoyable, I'm all for it. They carry an entire selection of high-end scents that, let me tell you, will not only make your laundry smell amazing, but your entire house. The pods are pre-packaged. That makes it so easy to use, and I love that the packaging is made from recycled materials. They truly make laundry days something to look forward to by providing high-end fragrances, top-notch cleaning power, and a truly indulgent experience. Plus, they are free from parabens, phosphates, phthalates, dyes, and Prop 65 chemicals. And they are safe for all fabrics and water temperatures. And the best part, my friends, is because you are watching and you are my viewer, you get a discount today by using this code DIY Beauty on Purpose 15. You get 15% off of your purchase by scanning this QR code or going down to the description box and clicking on the link there. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take this leftover piece of cardboard. Recently, I did a video and I used this and then I had this piece left over. I'm going to cut a triangle to make a tree out of. Then the two little extra pieces, we're going to cut them into matching triangles, but they're just going to be a little smaller. This is so that we can make a set of 3. And it's easy. You can just use a blade knife or an X-Acto knife, whatever you want. I'm going to remove the top portion or the top paper of the cardboard, revealing the corrugated portion of it. And I'm going to remove as much as I'd like, although I like leaving a little bit of it so it has a little bit more of a distressed look. Then I'm going to paint everything kind of like in a dry brush technique, maybe a little heavier, of the same moss green that I used earlier for the tree. And we're just going to do it in all 3 of them. This is so that they can match, although you can mix match the colors if you'd like. I'm going to let those dry, and now I'm going to create little bases for my tree. So I'm going to hot glue 3 tumbling tower blocks together, and then I'm going to hot glue a fourth one at the bottom in the back. This is to create a little base so that they don't tilt over, just to create a little larger base. All right, so once they are all put together, we are going to add a little bit of stain. This is Waverly Antiquing Wax, and I'm going to do it in a dry brush kind of technique, not full coverage. And then once I have them where I want it, then I'm just going to lightly sand them. That's it. Then I'm going to add a little hot glue, and I'm going to make sure that I hot glue each base underneath the trees and add 1 more block in the back vertically to provide extra stability, because we're working with cardboard and we want to make sure it's nice and sturdy. And of course, I did that with all 3 trees. Now I want to add a couple little embellishments, although we will be leaving these quite simple. For the first little one, I'm just going to tie some jute string around the center and make a very simple bow. That's it. For the larger one, we're going to wrap some jute string around my fingers, scrunch it in the middle, fluff as needed, and then we're going to hot glue it to the base of the tree. And then for the other little one, we're just going to wrap some jute string around it, securing it in the back with a little hot glue. And this is just going to, again, give it that nice set look, but they're all going to be just a little different. I'm going to add some of these vase fillers that you can get at Dollar Tree. A red one on the big one, a golden one on one of the smaller ones, and then the bronze one on the other one. And that is it, my friends. What a fun craft. So inexpensive. The blocks, love using those. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to take more of the tumbling tower blocks. This time we're going to do the light color ones, and we're just going to start hot gluing sets of 2 together. Then we're going to hot glue, we're going to do 16 of those. Then we're going to hot glue 5 of them together, and then 5 of them together to create these little bars. Then you're going to hot glue 3 together and 3 together, and it'll all make sense here in just a minute. I'm going to show you. So once I had the sets of 2, I'm going to hot glue them end to end, creating a 5-piece set. I'm going to do that again to create another 5-piece set, and then another 2 with only 3 sets on each. Then we're going to join them together to create what will look like a frame. Now, if you have a wooden frame or any other type of frame you want to use for this, go for it, okay? I just figured, let me do it because I enjoy building with these blocks. So I think it was fun to create a frame. But if you have a frame, just use that. All right, once I have the frame nice and built, I'm going to use some more of that wood filler, and we are going to just fill in those cracks. It does not have to be perfect. Just go ahead and add as needed. This pink tone, once it turns white, it means it's dry. I was a little impatient, so I didn't wait until it was fully white, but you should if you want. All right, I'm going to sand smooth, and then I'm going to add some of these paint sticks in the back. This is just for extra stability, because although the hot glue works, sometimes you just need extra stability. So I'm just going to hot glue them to the back. And then on the front, we're going to paint this frame white. Now, you choose any color you want. I chose white because I just like the color white, and I think it's going to go well with my entire design, and that's the one I chose. While that's drying, I am going to take these little Christmas tree stickers. They are wooden, and they're so cute, and I'm going to paint them in that same moss color. I want to create what will look like a little set. You know, if you want to create all these crafts together and gift them to someone, I think it'd be so cute. All right, we're going to paint them with one coat, and then we're going to set them to the side to dry. Once dry, we're going to add a little bit of that rub and buff right on the edges to create a little bit of dimension and just to add a little bit more design. That's all, although this is optional, or you can distress it using antiquing wax or white paint. All right, the paint is dry, so I'm just going to sand it smooth. And of course, you want to wipe it really, really well. I made this bow recently on a video for Facebook. If you do not follow me on Facebook, I do post there every single day. I'd love for you to join me there. I have the link down below in the description box if you want to go and follow me there as well. I'm going to hot glue it to the top, and then I'm going to add some of these greenery picks underneath each side, and then hot glue the little trees here and there around the frame. I decided to add a couple extra little picks from Dollar Tree underneath the bow, as well as some at the top and some red berries to just kind of fill it in. And I think it just kind of adds to the whole design. And then I decided to add some more of that rub and buff around the frame. Again, this is just to create dimension and a little bit of distressed look. But instead of using wax, I'm just going to use the gold rub and buff. I love this. Oh my gosh, such a simple craft. Again, if you already have a frame, use that. Great craft, any size you want. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take one of these little wood slices. You can find these pretty much everywhere, but this one is from Amazon, and I do have it in my Amazon store. If you want to check it out, it is linked below. I'm going to paint the center white with Waverly chalk paint, but I'm going to make sure that I am not covering the bark because I want to see it from the front as well. I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to paint one tumbling tower black in that same green moss. Again, I want to create like a little set and then let that dry. Here's the leftover pieces from that fresh project. Remember, I did 4 pieces and I did only use 2. So this is the leftover one. I'm going to make a very simple bow. And then I'm going to cut the other one in half, or a little bit less than half, I guess. And we're just going to loop it and hot glue it to itself. And this is what we're going to use to hang the ornament. Now, I'm going to show you how I tried to attach the bow, but I ended up not using it. I sanded it smooth, wiped it well, and I created this sticker on sticker paper. And I'm just going to add this little sticker snowman right there on the left side. And then on the now dry tumbling tower block, I'm going to write the word joy vertically with red marker, sand the edges just a little bit, and then we're going to hot glue it to the right side of the snowman. So easy. All right, so this is where I start to attempt to add the bow. It's massive. It's covering the whole design. So I cut the ends just a little bit more. It was still too big. So then I cut them a little bit more, and then it just didn't look quite right. So I just scratched it off. We're just going to hot glue the looped ribbon to the back. And then we're going to add some greenery. Let's just do that. All right, we're going to add a couple of these from Dollar Tree on each side. We're going to add some berries, a pine cone and some little berries right there to the front. And my friends, that is it. Oh my word, what a cute ornament you can make this Christmas season. What do you think of this one? Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Click on it and check it out. Thank you, Laundry Sauce, for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out their link and take advantage of the discount. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.